Ẹnlẹ́ ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ di Yoruba Educator. Ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà tí mo rí lórí Instagram, mo bá ní tó kí n gbé wá sétí gbọ̀nyìn o, kájọ jíròrò, kájọ wò bóyá bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lórí. I saw this post a doctor made about Abiku, and he was insinuating in his post that they're just myths and fables and nobody should take them seriously because science has proven that many of those children, or the children who used to die and people regarded as Abiku that time, were just victims of the sickle cell disease. This is not to make light of sickle cell carriers. The focus of this video is on the facts in what the doctor has said. Of course, I cannot refute the fact that scientifically some children die because they are carriers, but there's a reason why there's something called Abiku. Let's start with, what is Abiku? Abiku is a child that dies after he was given birth to. Abi, Oku, he was given birth to and then he died. That's the literal meaning of Abiku. Culturally, Yorubas believe that Omo Ogbodo Toju Iya Eko, and that is why they pray that mi ò ní fọwọ́ mi gbé ọmọ sin, ọmọ ló máa gbẹ̀yìn mi, ọmọ ò ní ṣáájú mi lọ. All of these are just to say that the Yorubas believe that a child should outlive its parents. Now, why will a case of, or a narrative of Abiku come up? It is because these children die before they reach adulthood. Usually, most of them die by the time they are approaching teen age, and some die in mid to late teen age. Only the brutal ones stay until they're about to get married, or after they've had their first child. Now, I look at that, and as much as I won't necessarily call those ones who stay to have their first children Abiku, research has grouped them as Abiku. In my own opinion, those children or those people who stay until adulthood, have their first children at least, or even their second children, are probably Elegbe who have promised their Egbe that, look, after this particular milestone in my life, I'm coming back. So I won't necessarily categorize those ones as Abiku. But the real Abikus are those ones who at childhood, they can stay for a few days or a few years, or even stay up until early teen age before they die. Some stay until maybe they're 18. They say once they clock 18, they're ready to go. Abiku is a thing. It is not just a myth. And here's why. They are called Abiku because they keep coming back. Tombatibi, Aku, Tobatiku, Alo, Atupadawa. And Yorubas believe that Abikus come back, that particular Abiku child keeps coming back to that same mother just to frustrate the woman, to make her sad. It is as if when she's crying, they derive joy from it. So a study said that the Abiku and the Egbe of Abiku are happy. It's like they feel stronger by a mother's tears. So that is why, after noticing the trend, they tell the bereaved mother not to cry, so that way the Abiku feels less powerful and ashamed that, look, your death no longer does anything to me. That kind of thing. Abiku is so funny. Well, funny is not a positive word in this case, but they are so funny that they will rid their parents of all their money and resources, because like I said, no parent wants their child to die before them. So the parents will do anything and everything possible to make sure that this child is healed of every sickness and diseases. They come with every forms of illnesses and all that. So they keep pumping money to make sure that this child gets well. But what do we get? Abiku can start showing signs of wellness, and then suddenly they die again. and that is why we have the saying Abiku solo gundeke. That is, Abiku has made slight of the medicine man, making him look like he is incompetent. To further prove the existence of Abiku, in the ancient times, when an Abiku dies, that is after they have noticed the trend that this woman keeps having children or keeps giving birth and the child keeps dying, they can figure, oh, that must be an Abiku child. Now what they do is they leave a mark on that child. They put a significant mark so that when that child comes back, the mark is there. And factually, that child comes back with the same mark. Now I haven't seen anyone like that, but historical accounts and studies show that those children actually come back with these marks. In some cases, they burn the corpse of the child so that when the child is coming back, the child is so black as a cat. The reason for doing that is because it is believed that if you disfigure the looks of the Abiku child, the Egbe will not allow the Abiku child into their midst again. The Abiku child will be ostracized because now it doesn't look like them anymore. And so they do that so that the child will be disgraced and ashamed of itself. And the next time he comes back, he can't leave again because now there is no Egbe to go back to. This disfiguring is in different types. I've mentioned the putting a mark, only koila baaku, any kind of mark that is not so beautiful on the child. When the child dies, they can burn the corpse of the child, or they can amputate or mutilate any parts of maybe the fingers or the toes. So when they do that, the child comes back with stumped fingers. Èékánná ọwọ́ ẹ̀ kutupu kutupu kutupu, àbí èékánná ẹsẹ̀ eléyìí tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n gé nínú méjèèjì á ṣe kutupu kutupu kutupu. So when that child comes back, they will know, ọmọ tó ti dé. That's it. So to further explain this, we have Abiku names. We have different categories of Abiku names. Some names are used to beg the child. Some names are used to slight the child, to, tell the child, look, I don't care for your shenanigans anymore. If you're staying, stay. If you don't want to stay, don't stay. Some names are used to insult the child as a form of embarrassment or shame. And we have names like Malomo, Remilekun, Rotimi, Duro Jaye, Duro Simi. Names that are used to, insult, slight the child. We have Kosoko, there's no more Ho. We have Kilanko. Kilanko is, what are we bothering ourselves having a naming ceremony or a christening ceremony for? After all, it's not going to wait, so why do we have to do a party? So that's Kilanko. Omonije, basically that's neutral because they're saying, look, I don't have a name for you, you're just a child. Omonije, it is a child. And it's a Kiloru Omonije, Omoni, it's just a child. Then we have Oku. That one is extreme because why? There's also Aja, another extreme name, right? And there are also names that express hope, anticipation that this child will stay. So they believe that when they give such kind of names, the child will take pity and just stay. So we have Ajitoni, that is, we have woken up to see this day, hopefully we'll wake up to see the next. We have Ajayigbe, that's all the money I've spent, all the resources I've spent will not be in vain. We have Igbekoyi, that is, the bush has refused to accept this one. Simply, this one is not going to die. Usually, it is advised that when a woman is pregnant, she should avoid certain places where Abiku children believed to be found. So a pregnant woman is advised not to go to such places and at certain times of the day. In modern times, those things have changed because everybody has to hustle and everything. But for people who are in touch with their roots or who are in touch with spiritual things, they could get a warning depending on who that pregnant woman is. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is not to overrule the fact that Abiku may be a product of sickle cell. Still, it is not to say that there is nothing like Abiku, because in modern times we no longer pay attention to those things, so we won't know. Or if a woman keeps giving birth to a child and it is clear that the child is not a sickle cell carrier, you may as well want to check to see, was this child or was this occurrence happening every now and then. Over to you, Yomi. Kileyiru, Abiku is a thing or is it just a myth? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Ẹ ṣé tí ẹ tẹ́tí gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mi lórí fọ́nrán yìí. Màá tún máa rí yín.